All right. We need to go to setting the intention. Here it is. And we're live. Welcome. Welcome. I'm just, organizing all the papers and stuff on my desk because I always wait till the last minute to do that stuff. Happy solar eclipse energy. Happy new moon. Happy new beginnings. While we wait for people to jump on the live, let's get out some charms. If you don't know me, hello, my name is Carrie Ann. I go by the Quirky Cosmo. I'm a multidimensional celestial healer. I'm Oracle. Yes, I am human. I am divine. Just like you, divine, divinely human. Let's see. I also have the song Set My World on Fire. I don't know who sings it, but it's on the radio. I like to have a little bit of background noise so I don't just feel, I like to have a little bit of background noise. Okay. We got a star. Ooh, we've got the evil eye hand, the protection hand that came out. Yeah. A protection hand. And if you hear any kids in the background, it's my kids. They're in their rooms, but you might hear them. We got a star. What else? All right. Ooh, warrior. Oh my God. Yeah. If that isn't the story, oh my God. The warrior. And the key of opening the heart. And we've got just for you in this star. It says just for you within it. I don't know if you can see it because of the glare. Let me see if I can do that now. No, you can't see because of the glare, but just for you. We got a little gingerbread man, a unicorn, and a wine glass, a little bit of wine and a little cocktail, a little drink. And then we've got the angel. And this one, ooh, that one wanted to jump onto my lap. Okay, those ones want to be out too. Okay. All right, we got an anchor. Oh my God, we had so many things. A watermelon, a cat, a pink cat, and then a moon symbol with the cat on the moon. All right, we got another unicorn next to a starfish, a leaf, which always is like spirit by you. And then the one that jumped onto my lap is namaste. The light in me sees the light in you. Whew. So the energy the last 2 weeks has been tumultuous for me, probably for you in some way or another, moving through what isn't serving you and your God creator self. So, hey, if you're here, oh, hey, what's up, sister? What's up, Belinda? I know, lovely to see you. Oh my God, I know. It's been, we've communicated. So the light in me sees the light in you, the light warrior. So I'm going to see this, these two blocks came out. So the light, the warrior of light, the warrior of the love. Ooh, here as earth angels holding down the fort. Little unicorns. Yeah, we're little starseed unicorns over here. I have actually been what in the actual F just happened? My phone is charging on the other side of this makeshift wall that I have, and the music just started playing. But give me a second. Hold on. So Alan Watts was just turned on my phone. Spirit, what's up, spirits? So yeah, Alan Watts just turned on, and the part that came on. Yo, we've got spirit. The veil is very, very thin. We definitely have spirits here. Jax? Oh, okay, it's Charlie. Okay, it's my daughter. But anyway, so the part that just came on, it says, "He who reaches nirvana." Into some isolated peace. Let me go back. Oh my God, I gotta catch this. It wasn't even on. That's wild. I love it when that happens. Here. This is what we heard in the background. I know, I'm getting there. It's the song of Alan Watts. It's a chill step. It's called A Buddhist Universe. It's a trance song.
Here. He reaches nirvana.
He who reaches nirvana.
Doesn't, as it were, withdraw
Doesn't.
into a sort of isolated peace. But is always coming back into the world, into the difficulties, into the problems of life. In compassion for everyone else. You can't be saved alone. Because you're not alone. You are the whole problem.
Oh my God. Okay, so fuck. Man, when you don't want to cry. Okay, so he who reaches nirvana, essentially, you got to come back into the world, into the problems. Because there is no separation. You are the whole universe. You are the whole world. Like, their problems are your problems. And the South Node is in Jinki 64, where the sun and the moon and Mercury are located, but its programming partner is Jinki 63, which is also a sacred seal. It is the sixth seal, which is the atomic seal. In your atomic body, it releases the atomic body, your ajna, your pineal pituitary function. It is the sixth line in the I Ching, which is the very top line in the two trigrams. But anyways, the 63 is the programming partner to the 64, where all this is happening. So the 63 is where the north node is located, and where the earth element is located in opposition to the sun, the moon, and Mercury. And the 63 is the city of truth. From doubt to truth. And anyways, it's called reaching the source. I actually have that open right now because that's what I was going to dive into, was the seal. Because why not share the sacred seal tonight on this eventful occasion? And then this shit turned on. Like, what? Yes, thank you, spirit. Absolutely, right? Fucking wild. Oh my God, I wanted to cry. Like, you got to return to the world. It's like the bodhisattva vow. Once you reach the top of the mountain, it's not about staying at the top of the mountain, although you can. That's considered in our heart. And people will come to you, sure, yes. But the ultimate is compassion. The ultimate is compassion. And I had that show up at my front door today. I just made a video about it on TikTok. I had these kids show up at my front patio. Their family had made cheeseburgers, and they were passing them out to the neighborhood because we all got hit with the hurricane here. And yeah. Oh my God. Try not to cry. Okay, so the ultimate is to go back down the mountain and to help people, to be the healer or the bodhisattva, the teacher, the leader, the new world leaders. And we just ended a massive 7-year, well, actually it's more of like a 15-year cycle. It could be 13 years for some people and 7 years for other people. But as for myself, it was a 15-year cycle, and or lifelong, truly. But I can feel the depth of it within the last 15 years. Wow. We are the unicorns, you know. We descended our consciousness into this plane as star seeds, as healers, light workers, whatever you want to call yourself. And we have cleared these karmic just cycles, karmic patterns, behaviors. Oh my God, it feels so good. It feels so good. So we're really opening the doors to brand new beginnings. Okay. Like it's like a fresh start. It's like it's in the collective of beings that really, really have gone through the trenches in their own lives and chose to to move through all of the challenges and still keep an open heart and not get locked and lost in, you know, greed, monetary gains, right? Or the ego, and thinking that, you know, they're healed because they can manifest. Like you can manifest from an unhealed space. I mean, look at the billionaires, millionaires, like the multi-billionaires and these corporate, you know, CEOs and, you know, politicians. They can manifest for sure, but doesn't mean that they're not wounded or they're healed. They're definitely not healed, right? And so, you know, manifestation is more of a science, you know, it's the law of assumption, think and therefore it is. And healing takes feeling. Healing takes facing oneself to the depths, you know, and you encounter a lot. Or you can encounter a lot, especially as a healer. You get a lot of people that will come to you that are really wounded. And your open heart just wants everybody to be loved and be harmonious, and you want to help everybody. And then you get lost in the sauce of fixing people and draining yourself. And if you don't have boundaries, which I didn't have any of that, I didn't have discernment, I didn't have boundaries. I was a grade A people pleaser, just helper, fixer, doer, whatever you need, I got you, to the point where I exhausted myself so much, constant burnout, but didn't know what burnout was, you know, not even until recently, the last like couple of years, not fully comprehending it, because you'll stay in a state of fight or flight. My God, the saying is, you don't heal. We heal for joy, for bliss. We heal to allow more joy and more bliss in our life, like true joy. And what we're being given is a brand new life, a restart. And you can feel it and you can see it in the collective. And there's so much grief that's being had right now, like a surrendering of the old. I have had that wash over me for the last month. I just released a post that I made. It was in my drafts for at least 3 weeks. And it was like really about wanting normalcy. Like I say, it's my inner child, and it is like, there's this nostalgia, you know, of wanting things to go back to the way that they were, which will never happen. And we can see that like collectively playing out, like with all of the mass chaos that's unfolding, and with the hurricanes, and at least over here in America, there's hurricanes all over the plane right now, like all over. There's a lot of natural, we'll have to say natural disasters on YouTube or any platform. Otherwise videos get taken down, but you know what I'm saying? Entertainment purposes only, right? We have a lot of natural disasters that are occurring as beings that represent the lower realms, the lower chakras, the demonic entities, the fallen angels, the fallen angels, right? As these beings are ushered out and the angelic beings are ushered in, you know, we see this last ditch efforts. But I'm telling you right now, this solar eclipse in the 64, this illumination, the flood of the heart, you know, and that's really what actually showed up on my doorstep today with those little kids offering us cheeseburgers, and the community coming together, you know. With crisis comes people coming together, you know, and humanity at its essence is love. It really is. That's the core of our template, is love. And within that, within this overlay that we've been experiencing, because we got to remember, like, everything is happening all at one time. Okay. Like parallel realities, different timelines, we call that, but it's like parallel realities is another word for that. And they're all happening simultaneously. And so when we shift our perspective at a larger scale, or we're coming more from a place of love, you can see in a large, and we can see this if we're pulled back, right? We can see this, the catastrophes that are unfolding right now, as actually being beneficial. Not to say that it's not devastating and sad, and like, you know, I understand that fully, because it is, because I lived through it. Like I experienced it in my own neighborhood. You know, and not only that, but as an empath, or a being that is very highly sensitive, I'm an empath. I'm feeling it in the collective, and like there's this huge grief, there's this huge nostalgia of wanting things to go back to the way they were, but it's also like bringing us together, pulling our head out of our ass, and like money doesn't really matter. There's a strike that's going on in the Americas with the ports, you know, and they're wanting higher wages, but that's just like what the news is putting out. Like, is the strike really about higher wages than union? Or is it really about the ushering in of quantum technologies that can scan the boxes, scan the Connex boxes, which are the giant metal boxes that are on the cargo ships, you know, scan them for bodies that could be inside of them that are pounding on doors to get out, right? And instead of workers that are getting paid, you know, to zip it, you know, possibly entertainment purposes only, right? They're ushering in these quantum technology, or these new technologies, right? Or technologies that are new to us, not new to the world anyways, to scan these things. So but this is also holding up shipping goods and what we're going to have available. And, you know, we really see, you know, the markets are crashing, like financial markets are crashing. Everything is coming to a standstill. And this is a changing of the guard. This is humanity no longer being, I want to say, controlled, or how about this? Humanity, it's us changing our energy and moving into a parallel reality, another timeline, if you will, where we are in harmony, right? Where things are benefiting humanity at a large scale, not just a few. You know what I'm saying? And so this is that illumination of the heart. And when we have these catastrophes and all of these experiences, you know, we're really forced to go in to sit with each other, to be more tight knit with our community, because that's all we have is local, right? Like whenever they shut everything down in 2020, you couldn't leave your houses. So everybody went to the internet and to social media. They created their businesses. Instead of having a storefront, they did it online. They became entrepreneurs. They became, you know, independent from being a wage worker, right? And so but that also, them being on social media more, their eyes were opened, you know, to what was going on, and having their liberties and rights, you know, limited. You know, again, like it really opened us up. And so this is another round like this is the final round, essentially. I don't even want to say it's another round. It is the final round. It is where we have switched to another timeline or parallel reality of the human experience, of our experience. And we're seeing that change of guard, right? And you know, and we're having to come back into being, you know, like I have friends that are in North Carolina, you know, and bless everybody that's out there that's going through this apocalyptic experience in Asheville area. My sister's in North Carolina. She's nowhere near all this. So I know that there's other parts of North Carolina that are not experiencing such devastation. But the ones that are experiencing the devastation, you know, it's really pulling the communities together. And especially when things happen over here in the United States. Like when it happens in anybody's like personal country, it really pulls the people together. So it is beautiful to see that. You know, and that opens our hearts. That really does. And that when we open our hearts, that allows for us to create those quantum leaps into more loving, more accepting, and experiences, you know, because we come back into connection with each other, and we're nature and God. You know, we see a lot of people coming back to God, source, you know, or whatever it is that they think, right? And that's the 63. That's the programming part where the North Node is. And so we can see this dynamic playing out, you know, through the true sidereal alignments with Gene Key 63 and the North Node being there, and the Earth sign, which if you're familiar with your Gene Keys, hologenetic profile, you know that your Earth sign is your evolution sphere. And this is where your gifts are located, like your externalized gifts. And this is also some of your greatest challenges. It's known as the path of breakthrough. It's one of the 3 paths of breakthrough, and where the Earth is at. So in your personal chart, if you wanted to look at your conscious Earth placement, which is the opposite to your sun. So say that your sun is a Sagittarius, your Earth would be in Gemini, whatever one of the Gene Keys it is, right? And so this is where you find a lot of the obstacles and challenges that you have to personally like learn to ground in and to break through their conscious patterns, essentially, because it's your conscious Earth. But for us, again, it's the North Node moving us through in this weak transit that the Earth is going to be there. This, you know, it's the 63. It's from the shadow of doubt. Where are we doubting our ability to stand together? We stand together. You know, where is that doubt within ourselves, right? As a collective. So that's 63 on the Earth sign. That's collectively. So you have your own personal though. And so how we can use our own doubt, right? Because doubt puts us into confusion, essentially, but it leads us to inquiring and going, where is this really coming from? Is this really my truth? Right? And essentially leads us to truth, right? And truth is in every moment. Truth is everything, every now. Everybody has a personal truth because of their experiences, but we can choose to change our truth, right? By changing our perspective, by going into inquiry and to, you know, asking ourselves why, right? Why did this happen? Looking deeper into things, like where did that subconscious program belief come from? Like, is that really something that I'm morally aligned with? Does that align with my values, with who I am now, with the information I know now about myself, right? And about the world at large. And so it's really beautiful to see the collective moving through this. Unfortunately, it does come with the cataclysms, but so there is the grief to that. But for me, I've personally gone through a lot of grief in my life, and it's not linear. You never forget, right? You never forget the people that we love and that we lost. You learn to appreciate more the people that you have and to be more in your present moment, and I feel like, again, like with the situations that have unfolded over the last few years with, all of the wars and the losses just in general, we really learn to value like what is humanity, what makes us human. You know, there's this guy that goes around on TikTok, or he has videos, right? He likes to ask people what makes a woman a woman. Okay. I don't really want to get into all that, but my point is like what makes humanity human? You know, and it's love, it's kindness, it's compassion, it's the willingness to lend a helping hand and to be supportive to your neighbors. And that's not, you know, that hasn't been lost in humanity. And we're really seeing that through the loss and the grief and the devastations that we've experienced. It's brought us back into what really matters, right? And so the 63, let's dive into that. I'm going to share the screen. Stephanie and I were commenting on the birth portal and how I'm reading one of the comments. It says, Stephanie and I were commenting on this birth portal and how we will see our leaders show up in new, fresh ways and expressions. Oh, we see you, Queen. I love you. Yeah, it was definitely, it was a really rough 2 weeks. I had a lot that went on in my own personal life, as we've discussed. And yeah, I'm grateful that I chose to get back up, put on my bootstraps, pull them back up, and remember what matters. You know, obviously my family, myself, but I took the time, and I'm proud of myself for taking that time to kind of step back and to reevaluate, you know, and just to be showing up here just as me. I missed you guys though. Like, you know how hard it's been to not post? Like, it's especially looking at, I was like, oh my God, all the charts. I know, you know, I know, you know, but I needed the space. All right. All right. So let's pull up the chart. Shazam, and I can share screen now. All right, we're just gonna put my little ass over here in the corner. Who puts baby in a corner? I put my own self in a corner. All right, so we're seeing here again, I'll just pinpoint everything to the 64. Again, even 88 days ago on the unconscious, it's become conscious now. The nodes were in 63 and 64. We see this here. So we're really illuminating, you know, the truth, like the truth is coming to the surface. So we will see, it is a prediction, okay? Entertainment purposes only for YouTube. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Don't want to leave any misinformation out there for people. So anyways, we will see a lot of illumination and of the truth on a grand scale, as we've already started seeing with the Diddy parties and Hollywood and all of that stuff coming up. You know, we've got elections coming up. We have a lot coming up over here on the main stage in, you know, the theater of life, you know, with the United States being in the center of the spotlight for it all. So, but we're going to see that. And actually that's going to be leading to what I would consider like the 10 days out, 10 days of darkness, where people again will be getting a full view of what has been transpiring behind the scenes, I'd like to say. Again, that's just speculation, forecast, whatever you want to call it. All right, so the 64 and the 63, let's read a little bit about the 63, then I want to go into reaching the source. This is like one of my favorites, part of the codon ring of divinity, with Gene Key 22, 36, 37, and obviously 63. So the 22, grace, and the 36, which is compassion, We can really see that compassion because Chiron, 88 days ago, the collective Chiron was in Jinki 36. And so healing that wound, and what I was guided to earlier, looking at, obviously the sacred seals, the 7 sacred seals, is about healing the collective wounds. And the 63 is about accessing the atomic plane. And this is healing the wound, the 6th line, which is the wound of separation, that we are separate. And so what I've noticed myself having conversing and talking about recently on my TikTok videos has been about there's no such thing as aliens. And I do want to I do want to state that, and I stick with it. They're not alien. We're not alien. Alien would denote that it's foreign. Nothing is foreign. Everything is within us. We are within God. We are within the body of God. We are made in the image of, we are in the body of God. Okay. And which is, a little bit hard for people to understand. Some people, not all people, but the next planes and parallel realities, they're different versions of ourselves. The dimensions, they're different they are us because we're all the almighty I am. Everything is one. There's no such thing as separation. All is the I am, and you are the I am. You are not your individuated self. And so the 6th seal is healing that wound. And so I actually have it here, healing the core wound. Okay. And so over time, these 7 sacred seals, all right, they are here to illuminate the mind and open our heart. And their final role is to prepare us to make the transition from the 5th initiation of Annunciation to announce the Christ. The Christ is coming, which came with, the teachings of Jesus Christ, or Jupiter, Zeus is Jesus. Okay. And that is actually written about and talked about. I actually found a video, and there's a book that was written in 1983 that actually talks about this. And I was like, holy shit, I was just bringing that through intuition, but it's legit. Okay. And I don't need to keep going into this. So anyways, this is the 5th initiation, and it's the announcing of the Christ. So that was when the Christ ray came through. The Christ ray is the 6th ray, which was about the 6th root race. All right. And now, which is the planet going through the 5th and the 6th initiation. And then this is us coming into that 6th initiation, which is the communion, which is the full descent of the Christ consciousness into the planetary consciousness, the beings that are holding the consciousness of Gaia. And the 6th initiation is communion. So cosmic communion. When we have the final sacrifice, which deals with the Jinki 45 and Jinki 19. 19 is the final sacrifice. And then 45 is the cosmic communion or communion. So as mentioned earlier, this is known as the diamond pathway of realization. So when we're healing the collective wound, we're going from the SQ, the collective SQ, to the core vocation, the core wound or the vocation, which would be from the unconscious Venus placement in your own personal chart, which is, whatever that is for you, unconscious Venus, 88 days prior to being born, to your unconscious Mars, okay, placement. And so that pathway is called the diamond path of realization. It's self-realization, returning to the source. So the core is when we're in gestation, Jinki 57. And just so happenly, we actually have Venus there located in Jinki 57 right now, which is part of the codon ring of matter, which are the 4 building blocks, 4 codons that are the building blocks of spirit descending into the physical. All right. And that spirit descending into the physical, we have to have those 4 foundation blocks. And so the 57 deals with gestation period, 0 to 9 months within the womb of the mother. And Venus is here healing that, or bringing it into balance, equilibrium. She's bringing that energy of the 57 in the collective. And so this is the city of clarity and intuition, the gift of intuition. And so the 57 here, you know, collectively is the core wound. What is the 57? I can't even think off the top of my head. The shadow is, it is the shadow of unease, which creates dis-ease, unease. And so that the unease here being healed, being brought into, you know, utilizing your intuition, and then which essentially brings you to clarity and to understanding and to epiphany and to having a clear vision, a clear awareness of why and how and when and who and all of the things in between, because you're listening to your body. Again, gestation is the development from the spark to the fetus to the stages of the development of the baby. And then, you know, you have the three other core building blocks, codons, that make up the three 7-year life cycles within the first 21 years of your development. Okay, but anyways, the path from the SQ to the core wound essentially is the diamond path of self-realization and returning back to the source. So this inner pathway will open as our awareness rethreads its path back through the 9 months of gestation until it arrives at the point of your conception. Like the salmon, your awareness must return to its source, where you will finally surrender your separate identification with the form of your body. This is the stage of final enlightenment, which is also referred to as the healing of the sacred wound. Okay, and the wound of separation, where humanity has been in this timeline incarnation, you know, over the last at least 250 years, we've been severely 250 years, severely disassociated. We've been disconnected from Mother Nature, and we've created this world of hustle. And, you know, it's not, this is what I'm saying. Like, there's been a lot of grief about like the nostalgia, missing the good old days where we weren't inundated with electronics and, you know, the hustle and, you know, having to make so much money just to make ends meet, you know, not even to be able to, you're working to live, to survive, not just working to, you know, enjoy what you do and provide for your family, but you're having to do it to survive. And so parents aren't really seeing their children, and there's this very big disconnect on so many levels because of this. And so there's this desire for us to return to the good old days, return to nature, return to nurture, return to love, you know, return to the source. And that's so many layers. Like, we see this playing out within our desire for our relationships to return to harmony and balance. We can see this in our genetics, returning to the Garden of Eden, which has been another really big theme, where it's humanity actually returning to its original blueprint, out of the sense of separation and back into our I am presence, which would be the activation of the atomic body. Your atomic body is connected to your spirit bodies, but it's also, you know, connecting into your ajna, your pineal gland. And we have, you know, Uranus over here in now it's in what, Gene Key 3? Yeah. And so Gene Key 3, line 6, it's in a line 6, atomic body. And so this is the city of innocence, and it's returning to innocence from chaos, which makes for all the chaos that's playing out on our grand scale, because Uranus is the great awakener. It is the Christ consciousness antenna, antenna confirmation for the collective. And anyway, so it's in 3, from chaos to innocence. And so through all of the chaos, this brings us back into, you know, looking through the eyes of the child, which is what it's called, through the eyes of the child, imagination and play and creativity, right? Again, going back to the good old days. But when we activate the third eye, and so this is what, Uranus is notorious for, is the activation. It's also the seventh ray, which is descending. It holds the seventh ray. It wields the seventh ray. So as a planetary body, that is its auric imprint. And the seventh ray, can be, connected into ceremonial order and magic, but it's really about spirit descending fully into the body. And this is where we see the awakening. That's why it's called the Great Awakener. Again, so it's awakening our third eye, but that third eye isn't just like, oh, I have inner imagination. No, it's much more than that. This is the final enlightenment. This is where you think God's thoughts, not your thoughts, not impeding thoughts, not personal thoughts. You think God's thoughts. You see through God's eyes. This is the returning to innocence. We will jump into that in a little bit too. So this healing, this will probably be quite a long live, probably about 2 hours long. And I think I'm already an hour into this one. All right. So let's dive a little bit into the 63, where the North Node is located and opposite, right? We talked about the 64 so much, about, again, the auroras, okay? So the auroras, if you're new with me, I'll give it a little synopsis, but the auroras are connected. What you're seeing are the gaseous energies, the gases in the noble gases within our atmosphere, right? And when you see it lit up with the blue and the pinks and the purples and the green, specifically mainly greens, right? It's how we see the aurora borealis. This is because it's being charged. So at the center of our toroidal field, there is a magnetic monopole. It's called Mount Meru. It is a magnetic mountain. All right. And that the more magnetism, right, that we have, which is where our hearts are open, the more charge that we have, right? The more passion, the more joy, the more excitement. And you can see the plane being just that. It's the heart. And so the more joy and passion, the more sparks that we have, which ignite and light up the noble gases that are existing within the atmosphere. And there's just pure air or atmosphere at the North Pole because there's less people, less pollution. All right. And it's also being charged by Mount Meru. And there's also the center of the toroidal field is there to entrance to the black sun or internal creation. Okay, so the paradox of doubt and reaching the source. Where am I being guided to read out of here? All right, this is leaving logic, essentially, is what the doubt is at. It's your logical left brain. We are leaving the logical left brain and we're moving into the right brain, into the creative brain, into intuition, divine logic, which doesn't have to make sense whatsoever. Okay. What else wants to be said here? Okay, so yeah, the codon ring of divinity is about it has to do with the transformation of human awareness through suffering. So through our suffering, through our pain, through our loss, again, that brings us into appreciation for the present moment and the people in which we are experiencing that present moment once we move through grief, right? Grief can show up as anger, it can be resentment, it can be, sadness, depression, you name it. And all of those feelings are so valid and they're not easy to necessarily move through, but they do serve us for growth. Suffering is grace, as you will learn through a lot of the Christian teachings or even the Gene Keys. I know it has been my greatest teacher, and I have endured a lot of suffering in this life. And I was very resentful for it. I still get very resentful for it. I would get vicious even, it brings out the worst in you. And honestly, you don't know how bad you're holding your pain in until it surfaces and you see it and you feel like an ass, and then you have shame and then you have guilt for your actions, and you have to move through all of the wounds of humanity, and finally when you've reached that place of forgiveness, and which is understanding, then forgiveness for yourself and understanding for yourself, it really does it brings a lot of compassion. You have more compassion for others because you don't know. You have no idea the pain that comes from loss and suffering and abandonment and rejection. And we don't know it until we experience it ourselves, And so with all that is going on, regardless of who is the perpetrator of it, it still serves a purpose. Even if we don't like it, God knows. And we are within God. We are aspects of God. And if we want to be one with God, then we need to be able to know what God knows. And that only comes through experience and growth. And you can sit there and talk all the talk and be like, oh yeah, man, I totally understand. I haven't been that myself. Then you don't understand until you've had it to experience it firsthand. And it's devastating. Then you know. Then you can sit in the depths of somebody else's hell and truly just be there with them, not fixing them, but holding them, because you know that is exactly what you needed whenever you were going through it. And that's what makes us great healers. Not fixers, healers. Because people, they just want to be loved, held, listened to. Yeah. Compassion. Compassion. All right. What are you guys, I feel like there's somebody texting. Yep, I felt it. Let me stop screen sharing for a second. Stop the screen share. All right, what did you say? I've been replaying some of, aw. Exciting, just came on, doing laundry. Haley. Welcome here, welcome. Hey, Ron, what's up, brother? I love you, your wisdom. I love you, brother. It's good to see you guys. Oh, I got all the family here. It's beautiful. Yes. Can't truly be understood until they happen to you. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. They can't. People can sit there and act and play the part, but all right, so let's go here. Yeah, the city of truth is everywhere. There is nothing that is not truth. Whatever happens to you, whatever you feel in every moment, however delirious or disturbing, it is nothing but truth. Truth is all there is. At the shadow frequency, there is nothing but truth. At the gift frequency, there is nothing but truth. Truth is every step of the way. I love that. Truth is every step of the way. I love that about this. All right. Now let's go to Jinky 3 where Uranus is at. And we're going to talk a little touch down a little bit on the 3. What does it want to say? So through the eyes of the child, again, I was saying this from chaos to cosmos. It's what it's called, from chaos to cosmos. And this is the return to innocence. And so all play and no work. This city reminds us all that reminds us that all of life, and that includes human beings, is essentially innocent. Our most common misconception as human beings, is that we are not part of life. Our mind seems to tell us that we cannot control life, but in truth, this is an illusion born of the brain. Human beings are an instrument of life, an experiment in life, but we can never be masters of life as long as we are only part of life. That's the Q in right there, okay? Human beings remain a brain-centered species today. That's why we're moving with the 63. We're moving out. The 63 is logic, and the 64 is like intuition. So it's the yogic and the tantric path, the 63 and the 64. And so again, where the eclipse is happening is on the 64. So it's the tantric side. It's the wild unknown. All right. So again, the auroras, the noble gases. Okay, so noble gases aren't like atoms. They don't need other atoms, you know, electrons to electromagnetics. They don't need other atoms to interact with, to, you know, mirror each other and to play together and to come together to make a whole. Noble gases are inert gases. So they stand, they're solid, they're whole on their own. Okay. And so, whereas the yogic path, the logic path, the path of discipline and, you know, it's the more masculine path of knowledge, discipline, the yogi, okay, asanas, all of these rituals and things to do in order to, you know, get the mind and to know it's the scientific mind, essentially. And so that is, it's again where we can see like the masculine, you know, being embraced by the feminine, or being absorbed by the feminine, which would be the tantric, the wild unknown. You see, I see you walking. She just walks through with the little blanket over her head right when I was talking about the wild unknown. my little hobbit. Oh gosh. Okay. So again, it's the feminine aspect. It's the intuition, embracing the logic and going, I got you, babe. I got you. And again, and so the noble gases, they're whole on their own. They need nothing, just like the wild. Nature needs nothing. It doesn't need weather modification. It doesn't need humans. And nature is good on its own. It will always restore, and rebuild. That's nature. Right. So, but we are of nature. We are the consciousness of nature. We are the minds, we're the feelers. We are the sensual expression of we are the extension, the sensual extension of nature. And so we're returning to that. We're returning to our source, right? That the magnetic monopole, the internal creation, the essence of Gaia. We're returning to our original blueprint, the Garden of Eden, you know, like seeing the world, our projecting our reality. Like that's what this awakening is, coming back into innocence and understanding humanity is nothing but love. It's love. And the way that it's been is because it's been told that it's alone. We don't know where we come from and who we are and who's God, where's God, aliens, you know, oh, we're from outer space and the spaceships are going to come down and people are going to save us or beings are going to save us. It's like, that's all separation. Like interdimensional beings exist abso-freaking-lutely. Angelic celestial consciousness exists absolutely in different dimensions. And parallel realities exist where we have branched off into the grays, which are not alien. They are the fallen version of humans had we go towards artificial intelligence and bred out empathy, bred out emotion, which again deals with materialism. So when we see beings that are talking about the grays, okay, the grays are not alien. We cannot project anything into our reality that is not existing within our body, that is not already within our DNA. Okay, when we're talking about getting downloads and all this shit, it's not that you're getting a download, it's that your dormant DNA is turning on. Okay. And the more DNA that you have turned on, your plasma junk DNA, and the more of your karmic clearing that you've done in your own lineage to connect into that plasma DNA, the plasma, it deals with your fascia system. Okay, your fascia bodies, which is below your nervous system, which is dealing with your subtle bodies. Okay, your subtle bodies connect you into those noble gases or the atmosphere, where we are connected intimately into the celestial bodies. Okay, the star consciousness or stellar consciousness or stellar logos. Okay, and so, which is mind, everything is mental, everything is thought out here. And then we can create a perception, which will then therefore create a visual feedback for us, or a holographic projection, right, of the experience. Like when you're on a certain, psychedelics, you can see things differently because your perceptions get altered, your chemicals get altered. That is exactly what happens whenever we have a third eye awakening. Our perceptions get altered. And if we do that on a collective level, okay, and enough of us have a clear conduit, and we're aware of our oneness with this almighty source I am, not from a greed-based perspective where I'm going to manifest whatever I want because I am the almighty I am and I just say and it is. Like, not like that, because that's missing compassion, that's missing understanding, that's again ego manifestation, which is a science. Manifestation is just the art of assumption, the law of assumption. Okay, and giving yourself permission. So it's really just a science. But truly being connected to your almighty I am is the activation of your crown, right? Well, this is where we have the dweller on the threshold, the God that's been within the entire time, which it can be forced, absolutely, and you'll go into states of psychosis. Absolutely. You lose your mind doing that, forcing a Kundalini awakening and forcing your pineal gland. I love it when people are like, do this, do that to activate the pineal gland. No, let it happen natural. Otherwise, you're going to go into deeper states of psychosis and cause yourself more harm than good. Okay. And collectively, that's what we're doing. We're gone through this awakening, and that's what the 3 is really about. It's returning us to our God essence to play. So what would happen if the world had no governments? What might happen if we had no religion, education, police, army, or money? That's the question with the 3, the third city. Because we do not trust life, the only answer we can give to this question is chaos, right? Which we see when people talk about the apocalyptic experience that they're having in Asheville or in the panhandle of Florida. More so Asheville, because all roads are closed off. All roads are washed out. There's only one way in and out of Asheville right now. And there's so many people that were up on the mountain that were not prepared for what happened. And there's absolutely zero water. The water plant was destroyed. Okay, so there's no water, there's barely any like food and necessities that are actually in the city. And so people are saying it's apocalyptic. Again, entertainment purposes only, hearsay, here we go. I'm actually not in Nashville, could be there too. I'm actually not in Asheville, so I don't know, but this is what I'm hearing from my friends. Okay, apocalyptic, it's chaos. It's chaos. So the truth is, what we do not know what would happen, but the child inside us longs to find out. That is what the third city is all about. It is about no barriers, no laws, no work, just play. And unfortunately, in order for that to happen, all things must be shook up. All things must come crumbling down. That is the reset that we're experiencing right now. And it is scary. We don't know exactly. All you can do is be prepared. you know, but there is divine assistance that's coming in with this. And I mean, God's divinity, you know, the essence of synchronicity. And so the more of us that are heart open and we are choosing to steer the ship, the collective consciousness, because a conscious being that is aware of what they're doing has more power and control, if you will, but power, okay, than an unconscious being that doesn't know where they're going and doesn't know what they're doing. All right. You're not going to follow somebody out into the forest that's never been in the forest. You're not going to choose them as your leader. You're going to, why don't you get to the back of the line? Hello, who's got survival? Who's got survival skills? Oh, you grew up in these hills? Oh, you know how to light a fire with click clacks like a flint? Okay, all right. So you know how to hunt? Shit, you the leader. You the leader. You leading us right now. You're going to pick that person. So essentially, energetically, quantum energetics, we are the people that are the new world leaders, are the leaders in their community, are the leaders that are leading through heart, that have experience, right? With loss, with devastations, with, order, and, you get what I'm saying. It's a healing, compassion. All right, because we are moving into some shit. Uranus just entered into Gene Key 3. It just entered Gene Key. It's line 6. It's line 6. So we're really healing that wound of separation by being illuminated to our oneness with the Almighty I Am, and having trust that you got you through all of your hardship. You're going to be able to get yourself through anything else that the world is going to go through. And then that makes you a pillar in your community. And we're in this new beginning. Although I know it looks like chaos, but there's also going to be beautiful things that unfold as more of us come into heart coherence, and direct the collective consciousness into the parallel reality or timeline that we want to experience. And we are choosing how that shows up based on how much energy we're putting towards what we desire. See, we've already experienced what we don't want. So now we know that we need to focus our energy on what we do want to feel. We want to feel joy. We want to feel freedom, right? We want to feel like nostalgia. So we can visualize with the law of assumption that it's already happened. The new earth, it's already existing. It does exist, but we have to choose to align to that continuously. Just know that that is showing up for us. And it's not an illusion. It's not delusional thinking. We have this ability. We live in a holographic matrix based on our genetics. And see, that's the beauty of the awakening, where God's will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So heaven is the awakening of the dweller on the threshold, the dweller within, the God aspect of you that's always been there, the awakening of the pineal pituitary, the awakening of the crown, and the access to the atomic plane, which is to think God's thoughts and to see through God's eyes, through the eyes of innocence, through the eyes of love. And you can't stop love. Jody Messina. Whoo! And you can't stop love. That's just, I can hear the background music on the radio. And you can't stop love. I love this. One day, inevitably, the child will grow up. Humanity will evolve towards its awesome final destiny of global and celestial harmony. But one thing is certain, consciousness will never grow up. It will keep on exploring, playing, and experimenting forever, all because its nature is innocence. Life is innocent. We are life, and therefore we are innocent. That is the equation for the next millennium. As a third city comes into the world, which it will do very shortly, a great remembering of our innocence will emerge in humanity, because the first vessels of the new human destiny spoken about in Gene Key 55 will all be children. The strange thing about these children is that the consciousness within them will never grow up and become serious. Their awareness will function in an entirely new and different way from our current brain-centered awareness. You're one of those children. I'm one of those children. I was up to almost 3 o'clock in the morning watching Beauty and the Beast on my phone by myself in my room because I got the hit to watch Beauty and the Beast. And what dawned on me is like, he transfigures from the beast back into the prince because he learned to love and to have compassion. And he sacrificed himself for something greater. And then he was transformed. And the end of it, right? Whenever the spell is lifted from the whole kingdom, the whole castle, it's like it goes from dark and gloomy and stormy to like this beautiful, the gargoyles change to cherubs, and like the castle turns from dingy into like beautiful cascading lights of gold and white and blue, and this radiance of the forest turns back to life and green. All the colors are brought back. And again, that goes to the 64, right? The programming partner is 63. Is like, what is truth? Well, in a collective consciousness, we are creating that truth in every now moment based on our values. What do we value? What do we know now? Based on what we knew then is what we were told. But as adults that have chosen to take the spoon out of our mouth, spit the fucking poison food out, and go, I don't like that. This is what I want. And we choose, and they're like, this is in alignment with me. This is organic. This is natural. You know, this isn't processed. And, you know, I want this truth that is in alignment with my heart, not in alignment with what I've been indoctrinated and you know, absorbed from my environment and my conditioning to behave and believe. And so we have that choice to choose to align with the miraculous, with the new world that already does exist, which is coming. Very soon, very soon. And all of the colors are going to return, because when your heart is open and you're seeing through the eyes of God, everything is vibrant and beautiful. And we're going to return to the original template of innocence, because this is just a hologram and not really the truth. What happened? That was interesting. Me waving my hands around. All right. So the human body itself, okay, this last piece here, the human body itself is the prime example of the direction that humanity is moving. Our body evolved from I'm not reading that piece. Not a single cell within our body can afford to be selfish, or we would die. Life spontaneously discovered in its innocence that the easiest way to keep evolving was to integrate all those competing individual cells into one single body. What incredible things life discovers when it is left alone to play. This is the central message contained within the ring of life and death, that the chaos of play is to be deeply trusted and revered. Play is the expression of genius, and genius always finds a new solution to the challenges it meets along the way. We are all really children of the cosmos. And our only real job is to let go of our seriousness and to find the delight in every exquisite jewel that life places before us. From reading the third gene key and its various levels of frequency, you can perhaps feel the wonder and the scale of the experiment that you are involved in. As Einstein said, God doesn't play dice. The human brain was not designed to grasp insights as profound as these. The certainty of order within the universe is a feeling that can only be captured by a more advanced system of awareness in human beings that our mystics have called by many names. Above all, it is equated with the human heart and the feeling of love and unity that lies between all creatures. Your true home is not located within your body, nor is it somewhere in the universe, a single center through which everything is orchestrated. The center you are looking for is the feeling of love itself, which is the omnicentric manifestation of your eternal state of innocence. And so we're returning to that state of innocence, right? Within ourselves, that love, that joy, that play. And things have to go down, and that's beautiful. Government, you know, the government that we have, I don't actually, I believe that it's good to actually have some governance in life. I think it's actually a good thing. Not, you know, I believe in order. Like, not everybody, if you're looking at a band, not everybody in the band is playing their instrument, you know, at the same time, like in the orchestra. They have different intervals in which they come in, you know, and certain instruments don't necessarily sound so good together. You know, you can't have the drummer drumming while you have the electric guitar, and then you have the piano and the saxophone and the violin all at the same time. It's gonna be like, what the fuck? The fuck? Whoa. And then you go, motherfucker, going on. It's like, whoa, hold up, whoa, slow it the fuck down. How about you get a solo, you get a solo, you guys can go solo, you go together. You know what I mean? Different times. So it's good to have order. It's really good. I mean, if your house is a disarray, do you really feel comfortable, or do you feel like you need to get up and fucking put the stuff away? Because it's a mess. Right. So life in general needs order. Here goes, oh, that's what happened. All right, I was listening to the song. Oh, the scribe. This is the 12 or the king. I think this would be a king. King of air, and the 4, the mother. Okay, so this is the mother and the father energy here. So this is wisdom. This is divine wisdom that's coming in. We are going to see, this is the mother nature, you know, being pregnant, Empress energy here, being pregnant with the new world and the cosmic conscious, the cosmic father here. This really looks like Uranus, like truly. If there was any card that ever looked like Uranus, this is it. I mean, where is that ring light coming from? Anyways, it's a little blurry. Yeah, there is just infinite wisdom that's going to be coming in. Again, it's the activation of our dormant templates. It really is. And the awakening of the third eye, pineal pituitary gland, seeing through the eyes of God. Okay, so it's the final enlightenment, and we're healed the core wound. So if you would like to stick around, and here I'm going to go over the 6th seal. I'm going to read the 6th seal out of the Jinkies, the 7 sacred seals. All right, this is the Jinky 63, where the north node is located. Okay. All right. And just setting the intention, you know, your energy here. This is, again, brought through by Richard Rudd. So we're going to do the invocation of the 6th seal at this time. King of air makes me think of truth. Absolutely. Absolutely. Divine truth coming in, truth, wisdom. I mean, again, we're birthing the original wisdom. Okay. Like the templates. Again, this is the return of the original templating, the Garden of Eden, and projecting that, and just like the doom and gloom essentially just like disappearing, and it revealing the celestial heavenly kingdom. You know, heaven will be made on earth. So how we see it here will be perceived within our reality and within our body. So at the end of time, God will walk among his people. This is the God that we're talking about, the God that will walk among his people forever, eternally. And the Garden of Eden will be restored, because the end is the beginning, the beginning is the end. This is the end. But we had to go through all of the initiations, even though we've gone through it in other root races. As the 7th root race, which is what we are, is the return of the angelic human, right? And our bodies will be completely restored and rejuvenated and anti-aging. Telomeres, everything will be restored. And so lovely, so excited about this. I know I may not look like it. I'm not saying it's happening tomorrow. Again, this is a new cycle. Okay. So we've ended the karmic cycle and we are moving into the unfolding, okay, of the new cycle, which is going to be a birth. And being a new parent, you know, you got to get your feet wet. Things aren't easy. Baby cries. You got to breastfeed. You got to do things. You're a new parent. And so it's going to be a new life, and, you know, things get bumpy. All right. Sleep schedules, feeding schedules, all that stuff. Okay. I'm just comparing it to life. I'm not saying that it can't instantaneously manifest. Absolutely it can. But I'm just saying, prepare yourself for an unfolding. Okay. Because when you birth, you're still like, even after you give birth, if it's a vaginal birth, you got to give your body time to heal. And so this is the earth's body. Okay. And she's birthing us. She's birthed us. We've birthed this new light of awareness, this new reborn. Okay. Reborn again light. We are the light. Our Merkabas are new. And so everything is going to, again, as we consciously choose what we want to align with every day, and we find the gratitude and we keep looking for the light within all the chaos that's unfolding, because this is the split. There's 2 timelines happening. Okay. We're guiding the ship to light, and others are in survival and fight and flight, and they are the old. The old is falling away and the new is illuminating. Okay, let's get into the 6th initiation. We bring this invocation with the blessings of the 5 elements. Let's take a deep breath in. Yes, the 63, the 64, the 1 and the 2. Absolutely, the beginning and the end. Belinda wrote that in there. With Jinky 3 is innocence born from both of them. Abso-fucking-lutely. Jinky 3 is the child. 1, beauty. 2, unity. And 3, the child. Nakte asiante ia tur nuaneate sakar nuostear. Just giving my voice a little tune. All right. So just take a deep breath in, setting your intention. You are so powerful. I just thank you so much for your presence here. If you're in the live, thank you for being here and holding these frequencies and distributing them out through your crystalline grids and whatever location you're on this earthly plane. I thank you for your presence, and I thank you for all that you've done, the inner work that you've done, the space that you've held for yourself, for your family, for your community, for your friends, for your soul family, for me, for each other. I thank you so much for incarnating here at this time. I love you so much. For those that are watching the replay, the same goes for you. Thank you so much. Okay. I'm going to set this out for the entire world, the entire collective of humanity to feel this invocation, to absorb it within their spirit bodies, unconscious, conscious, just to take this in and allow for these frequencies to permeate into their bodies and know that they are loved, know that their grief is so valid, and that our hearts are there holding them, even if they don't know it, even if they don't know us, even if they feel alone. And pray that I know that this is going to assist them in awakening to their own heart, to compassion, to growth for all the generations to come. Angel of earth, please purify my physical body. Angel of water, please purify my astral body. Angel of air, please purify my mental body. Angel of fire, please sanctify my spirit. Angel of ether, please gather the quintessence. Beings of the pure light and the holy higher worlds, we stand here before you in communion and reverence. We lift up our hearts and hold our minds pure for the duration of this invocation. We seek to align ourselves with the highest harmonies and frequencies of intelligence and light, that they may pierce us to the core of our being, opening us to the arc of the infinite and coaxing us softly into the arms of our essence. We come to invoke the sixth divine ray, that we may partake of its divine truth. We prepare ourselves to receive the gentle impact of truth, to be open to the holy meaning of the word truth and all the grace it bestows. We stand before you naked, just as we came into this world, without boundary or limits, without opinion or knowledge, without fear or agenda. The living cells of our body remember this state, this unfallen state in which our presence sang forth from the atoms of our being in the rapture of your truth. We also acknowledge here that as our bodies have grown and evolved, so the seed of the sacred wound has caused us to move further and further from our natural state, and we have therefore experienced separation from our source. We acknowledge this separation as our greatest work in life. We look around ourselves and see the extent and depth of our separation. We, humanity, have entered a state of forgetting, a state of removal from that which is eternal. We wish to acknowledge here the veil that has been drawn across our eyes that prevents us from knowing our truth and boundless nature. We utterly acknowledge the story that has led to the mythical fall from grace. We also acknowledge the perfection of this journey as an aspect of our holy will, your great design. We even acknowledge the cementing of this story through the very language of our individuation that uses words such as I and you. We thus use such words now very lightly in the full knowledge of their falsity. We offer you our separation. We offer you the intense agony it causes us. We acknowledge it as the core reason for our suffering and the suffering of all who have come before us. We lay our perceived separation before you for your transmutation. We invoke the exquisite frequencies of quintessence, the holy light of the sixth ray. Such an inner light that it causes our bodies and souls to quiver with awe as we let it fall upon us, soft as winter snow in a silent holy night, like the very night before Christ is born. All creatures relapse into silence. Even the rocks bow their ancient atoms in reverence to the arrival of your truth. We breathe softly and deeply and let the silent snow of truth fall gently upon our heads, upon our bodies, our hands, our feet. We allow ourselves to be covered from head to foot. We feel the freshness of your silence entering our skin, dissolving into the muscles, the sinews, the organs. We feel the grace of your truth opening us, healing us, bringing us slowly back from the dead, cleansing us to the core. We invoke the mystery of midnight. We let the snowfall of truth enter our bones. We let the crystalline light shine forth from our bones as each cell of our being recognizes the energy of its source. Like the shine, we shine like crystal. We sparkle like snow and starlight. We radiate with silence, with the silence of utter, inflammable peace. We surrender uncontrollably to your peace. How could we do anything else? We allow it to go on, stilling us, dissolving our fear, dissolving our separation, bringing us down, melting us, calming us, making our bodies liquid crystal. Quintessence, the light beyond light, the sound beyond sound. Quintessence, gentleness, completion, rest. We attune ourselves to the light of the star called Capella. Capella, a golden star, a star of silences, a star of quintessence, star of the goat herder, moving silently through the cosmic sky with utter focus, utter clarity, keeping all other stars in check. If the goat herder's attention wavers, then the goats wander off. So her attention is dynamic, potent, directing. It brings stillness and calm to the flock of stars that wander across the vaults of our heavens. Capella, may your stilling light fall upon all creatures throughout the cosmos. May the light of your grace bring peace to earth and to all sentient beings. We bring special attention on the vast inner landscapes of the atomic body, the sixth dimensional layer of our being, the divine mind, the inner space of silence. May we come each day into deeper attunement with the beauty of this no mind, this eternal mind of brilliance, bursting with potential and possibility. May we come into the ground of our truth as this pregnant inner silence out of which all our thoughts, stories, and evolutions flow. May we rest here in the deep being, no matter which story is unwinding on the surface of our lives. May the truth of this infinite mind of the atomic body inform our every thought, word, and deed. May we settle daily into its endless peace, living with the vast trust in all life that it brings us. We are now alive in the stream of the sixth ray. We allow our bodies to rock gently as the extraordinary simplicity of truth floods us. If ever we have felt afraid of the higher frequencies of the vastness of our true nature, let us be reminded here in the quintessence realm of truth, of the sheer easiness of divine grace. Let us give our thanks for such a gift. Let us imprint ourselves, our living DNA, with this memory, this inner reference point of what truth truly is. It has no fight or resistance in it. It is utter surrender, the absence of resistance. It is love, love as silence, love as softness, love as nothingness, love as everythingness. May it surround us forever. May it emanate from within us. May it bring us back home. We prepare to receive the great Archangel Gabriel, an intelligence close to the Godhead itself, an intelligence of such beauty and purity that we are afforded the grace to see it. Our souls would instantly burst into the infinite light of their essence. Gabriel, great Archangel of truth, you have appeared before us in many guises. Touch us now with your essence. Lay your shining feminine hand upon our furrowed burrows. Dissolve our worries and our woes. Recalibrate our hearts to your truth. Smile your compassionate smile within us. Let us merge our consciousness with yours. O being of infinite graciousness and generosity, let us enter into communion with you, our greater being, in silence. Let us taste daily the endless drifts of the wisdom of your silence, our inheritance, our birthright. Let us reclaim that which we have long forgotten, and let us share it with the world, with our brothers and sisters, with all creatures on this beautiful world. Gabriel, we need not yearn for our truth. We need only let go, and it will be there. This is your testament that truth is surrender. We imbibe this vast, unparalleled human truth. We let it emanate from within the core structure of our DNA. We hum with it. We resound with its simple silence. Truth is surrender. Our work is separation from God. You are our great guide working within us, inseparable from us, reminding us always of the beyond, reminding us always of the simplicity that comes from surrender to that which is. We humbly request the opening of the sixth seal. Our souls reach out to the threshold of the higher consciousness, the divine mind, as pure as crystal, a mind that spans all time, that dissolves space, the mind that repairs the great rent in the fabric of our being, that shows us directly the truth of our union with all. We seek to retrieve this aspect of our soul that has fallen out of union. We seek to receive divine truth into the heart of our own being, into the millions of phosphate crystals that make up the DNA in every cell of our body. We open our wound of separation and offer it into the great sixth seal. We understand that humanity once lived in a merged field, that in a faraway epoch, our consciousness knew itself as light, as love, beyond time and space. We understand that our falling into the dense field of matter was no punishment, from our sins. We understand that there was never any fall from grace. Grace has forever remained while our consciousness buried itself deeper into form, forgetting its holy origin. We understand the perfection of this process, and we give infinite thanks for the stage we are now in, the great game of life. We bow to the truth that is returning to humanity. We tremble with anticipation for the great event, the great change, the great awakening, the transitionary era that is upon us, that is coming closer every day. As consciousness unveils itself to return to its origin, we bear witness to the suffering of our world. We feel it keenly in our every cell. We feel the weight of our suffering and the anguish we have continued to propagate through this separation. It is through the sixth seal that the light of truth is returning to the world. When Christ spoke the immortal words, "I am the way, the truth, and the light," he was giving voice to the opening of this portal of memory. We each are the way, the truth, and the light. We each are the Christ, the bearer of the sacred wound of separation, of indifference, of forgetting. And the Christ is the presence of the eternal I that heals this wound. We know ourselves as the Christ light. We surrender our world and the suffering of all in it into the great seal. We invoke the opening of the sixth seal and the permanent dispelling of the illusion of our separation. We rejoice at the beauty of our incarnation. We allow our fullest incarnation to occur. We revel in the power of the inner light of Quintessence as it breaks open our form and streams forth from our every atom as light and truth. We invoke the highest Siddhic frequencies from the heavenly realms to come and live in us, to purify us, to raise our consciousness onto the higher planes, and to bring those higher planes and ground them in the earth of our lives. Let everything and everyone that we touch, look at, think of, feel the breath of truth opening and expanding in their lives. We give great thanks for the secret teaching of the 7 sacred seals, and we embrace its living transmission within our lives. We vow inwardly to work with these higher currents and forces to prepare the soil of our lives for the great incarnations of truth that are coming. We feel the stilling of the wandering energies, the coming to fruition of all our incarnations. We sense and anticipate the great feast that is being prepared as the divine synarchy, the fellowship of light, enters the stream of the 3 lower worlds and brings with it utter transformation and grace. We bring this invocation to a close with the blessing of the 5 elements. Angel of Earth, please purify my physical body. Angel of Water, please purify my astral body. Angel of Air, please purify my mental body. Angel of Fire, please sanctify my spirit. Angel of Ether, please gather the quintessence. Blessed are we to be able to anchor that one in. Blessed are we to be here for this. It was such a beautiful transmission. One of my favorite books. I just love the whole Gene Keys system. I'm not gonna front people. To the future incarnations, when I'm not here, I'll be screaming from the heavens above, get the Gene Keys. I'll be leaving keys everywhere. Oh, divine talents, divine talents. It's time to play. I also see this as like the sound of harmony. And it can also be seen as like the angels blowing the trumpets, the final call. Also, I'm like getting like the image of the Pied Piper, and he like played, and it brought all the children in into like a trance, and it followed him. Not like the crazy, I don't want the bad part of it, but you know what I'm saying? Like it's just mesmerized by the music and in trance, you know, like and then I got the cosmic heart awakening. Cosmic heart, cosmic Christ. I mean, yeah. The angels, calling all angels, calling all angels. Yeah, that's what's coming through, is calling all angels. Yes, and the cosmic heart and the cosmic Christ, you know, and here it is, the city. Can I dim this, turn that off? Then I have no lighting. Okay. Well, I'm trying to, anyways, you can see here the crystal cities, right? The crystal cities of the heart. I'm going backwards. Come on now, the Christ heart. This is so beautiful. My little girl. Oh, hey, honey. Wanted to deep dive into reminiscing about the time in her life when she was a baby breastfeeding. Oh, see, she's bringing you messages, Mama. She's letting you know. She's letting you know. I love it. What else do we get? Merkaba spiritual. Oh, come on. Come on. Come on. New harmonics. Calling all you angels. New harmonics. New Merkaba. Come on. New Merkaba. All right. Our Merkaba is activated. I mean, the atomic body and then the Christ heart. It's happening. It's happening. Oh my goddess. Come on, last card. Okay, Rainbow, I got this earlier in the card reading. This one really wants to come out today. Your spirit guides, your higher self, your rainbow body. I mean, just come on. Come on. You're with me. Everybody's with me. I need to get a new camera. I need to get a new camera. I think that's what it is. I think I just need a new camera. But anyways, oh my gosh. Yes, we are transfiguring into the Christ body. Our Christ body is coming online, y'all. Calling all angels. Calling all angels. Yes. Oh my goodness. Is this not? There's a delay. Okay. All right. Last card. Any last messages that want to come out? Any last messages? I know this has been a long live. I thank you guys all so much for being here and sharing your time and your energy and the space with me. And I just, I'm super grateful for all that we've done, all that we continue to do. We're warriors. Alchemical mutation, bro. Oh my gosh, this is the second time this card came out too. Oh my gosh. Alchemical mutations. Okay, so this one's 31. I know, Belinda, you're gonna want to know. So this one's 31. Write it down. So 31, 39, 27, 25, and 17. All right. So 31 is the city of humility. 39 is the city of liberation. 27 is the city of selflessness. 25 is unconditional love. Universal love. And 17 is the omniscience, the all-seeing eye. with the gene keys. I know those are just numbers on the card, but we play in the gene keys over here. It's kind of like your oracle cards. Instead of, spirit animals, we look at the numbers and associate it with our oracle cards. So yeah, this is absolutely the final call, calling all the angels forward, calling us home. We have gone through the alchemical transmutation. We have emerged anew. I know this has like a glare on it. We have emerged anew through the heart, the Christ within. And we have new Merkabas, new chariots of light, our rainbow body activation. We are the orbs. We are the noble gases. We are whole. Yes, isn't that great? Can I get a clarification card, Spirit, on, heart transmission? Dear goodness, heart transmission. Can you see it? No, whatever, heart transmission. Can I get a clarity card on the third eye activation, Spirit? Can I get that? I mean, I feel it. I don't really feel like I need a confirmation. I feel like this whole thing was a confirmation, but I'm like, give me another card. I love cards. Oh my goodness. Paradigm shift. What? Yes. Yes. Paradigm shift. Come on. Right here. Yes. 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 I'll take it. I will take it. Unplug from mass consciousness. Yes. Oh my gosh. I could play with these cards all day long. It's probably one of my favorite decks too, by Alana Fairchild. The Light Warriors. The Light Worker Oracle by Alana Fairchild. I was looking for you on Instagram. Oh yeah, yeah. No, I dropped Instagram. Yeah. Yep. For now. If I decide to go back, it's there. I just deactivated the account. Oh, I don't feel the energy there. Yeah. I'm on TikTok though. What is this one? Merkaba. We got Merkaba again. So, and that was on top of the paradigm shift. Okay. So there is a lot that's in this card, the Merkaba card. And it's like the Divine Mother protection. Just know that during these shifts and what's going on in the mass collective, what's going on out there in the world outside, just know you are divinely protected at all times, and to focus your energy on what you want to feel and find that gratitude and that love for yourself, and also directing you have so much power because you are conscious, because you are aware. Just continue to stay in your present moment, continue to steer the ship, guide the ship. Well, thank you. Thank you for joining us here on this live. Thank you, TT's Life. Yes. All right, what is this one? Initiation by fire. Fire is spirit and creation energy. So this is a new, again, she's got the orb around her. This is like the theme is the orb, is that, again, your Merkaba around you, you're so powerful. You are juiced up. All right. Remember to visualize. Okay. Visualize that aura. Visualize this orb of light around you. Continue to breathe in and exhale and expand it. Thank you. And expand that aura of light outward. Okay. Yeah, I dyed my hair today. I dyed it a couple weeks ago and I gave myself highlights. We reweaved, got rid of my roots. And then I dyed it today. I spent like 2 weeks in between. I don't know about you guys, but I've been shedding a lot of hair. I'm like, my rainbow body must be coming on because I'm down to like little hair. But anyways, it'll grow back. But thank you. It's the beauty of being a cosmetologist. I ain't gotta go nowhere to go nobody to do my hair. Just me. It's just me. Yeah, 2 weeks off, and going through chaos and doing some really deep spiraling and healing. Again, that rainbow body came out again. So this wants to be read. It's the family of light, call on your family, call on your spirit guides, call on the celestial, your higher aspects, and pull that energy in. Know that your oneness, connectedness to that. Utilize your conscious awareness, utilize, everything that you desire to create, everything that you know. Don't worry about what the mass consciousness thinks and is doing and what's going on. Focus on the light. All right. Focus on the eternal, the Garden of Eden, because so many people do not see the world the way that we see the world. All right. As much as we would love for them to, they just don't. We have the child imagination. We have that innocence in us. We didn't grow up, not in that way where we were tone deaf to love and to joy and happiness. Okay. We have this innocence within us. We have the purity of the eternal Christ heart. Dang, I keep getting the same cards. That rainbow body's coming on. I was talking about losing my hair. The rainbow body confirmation card came out. We get that rainbow body. We're going through transfiguration. I'm telling you, this activation of the pineal pituitary gland, it changes the chemicals that secrete from your brain and flood your bloodstream, which reactivates the trillions of cells in your body. And you go supernova, essentially. You glow, you'll glow. You'll heal. Not only heal, you'll regenerate, rejuvenate, anti-age, power of the divine masculine. Yes, creation energy. And here you can't tell, they look like regular orbs, but they're connected like DNA strands. How you would see like in science projects or whatever. You can kind of see it here. Okay. So this is about divine alchemy, utilizing the higher consciousness to create your reality. You are one with the divine. You are a divine creator. All right. So really focus your energy and divine creativity right now. Attune, play. If you're like, I don't know what to do, create something, color, paint, go outside and do hopscotch, take chalk to the freaking concrete, draw something, go hang out with a friend, go laugh, go sit by a riverbank, go back to the beach, go out into the nature, go out into the forest or the jungle, wherever you live, just do something that your inner child would have enjoyed. Go have a fucking cup of ice cream. Whatever, go rollerblading, go skateboarding, go bike riding, go do something that brings joy instead of focusing on, I need to do this and I need to do that. And what's my passion? What's my purpose? I know most of you are not like that anyways, but I'm saying if you get in that space, put everything down and go play. You got kids, you're lucky. Go sit down and play imaginary tea with them. Go play Barbies. Go let them do your hair, paint your nails, put on your makeup. I got teenagers. Go sit and have a conversation and laugh. Go watch a movie with your kids. Go watch a movie with your own self. I watched, like I said earlier, Beauty and the Beast last night. So much came from that for me. I was like, I literally am Belle. Like as an adult, I'm a Belle. My whole living room is a library. I know you can't see it because it's dark, but it is. And then I even have my rose. Yeah, my little precious rose. And when I saw this, I was like, mine, mine. So, well, if you guys have anything that you want to add or say, or I know I didn't really go over like how the transits are going to affect each person in each house. You know, that's not something I would normally do on YouTube anyways. It's more of like a Patreon, but I mean, that's on pause right now too, though. So, just, you know, wherever Virgo is at for you, wherever you have Jinky 64, that's the main Mamma Jamma. If you have, you know, that's where the solar eclipse is happening. So it's collectively, you know, the sun denotes the first house. At least the way I read astrology. Ooh, what is this? Wisdom of the divine feminine. Yes. So such a beautiful card. I freaking love Alana Fairchild's work. I know she's not the artist here, but just so beautiful. God, so beautiful. Look at that card. We are nature. God, like rejuvenation. Oh, it's so much beauty. I feel so much radiance in this card. So pretty. Okay. Anyways, so the Virgo is, you know, the sun is there, so that's denoting the first house. So this is in the first house. So again, we're rebirthing the self with the solar eclipse here. And again, Virgo, and it's Jinky 64. So whatever house that falls in for you, that's really where it's going to, you're going to have the most transformation in your life. Okay. This is where you're rebirthing, you know. And the impact of that. And again, now the moon has already moved into Jinky 47 right now. Currently, the moon is in Jinky 47 over in the United States, Sarasota, at this time. Wow. And that's transfiguration. So transformation, transfiguration. Maybe that's why I was getting so much of the alchemy cards and the wisdom of the divine feminine and heart transmission came through again, and initiation by fire. What is this one on the bottom? An activation to connect. Absolutely. So again, use this time, the rest of the evening, you know, to tune into your heart and to nature, the nature that you are, to your eternal innocence and wisdom, really, okay? And to visualize and create what it is that you truly desire, the cities. Again, we have the heart of a child and pure imagination, ultimate creators. So let's steer the ship in the right direction. Let's get tipsy on love. Let's get tipsy on our creator abilities, instant manifestation abilities right now. Focus only on what you truly do desire to create. All right. Okay, you guys, I'm going to end this live. Thank you so much for being here and spending your time with me and everybody else. And like I said earlier, for holding down the energies in your crystalline grids and locations where you're at. Thank you so much for your hard work and your presence. And I will see you in the next live. If you'd like to connect with me, I am on TikTok at the moment. That is where I am located. And if you are unable to download TikTok in your country, let me know through email. Okay. You can always find me in the emails as well. And yeah, I will see you in the next live. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so you get notifications when I go live, because I don't even know when I'm going to go live. I'm improv. So I'm just saying, I'm not timely. I'm divinely. All right. Cheers to our solar eclipse and the full illumination and awakening of the Almighty I Am. Aho. And so it is.